Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to the regular season finale, race number 26 of Season 7 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, where we are about to determine the field for this season's chase for the championship. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Little Debbie 300 at Lime Rock Park here at the short road course here. 10 laps of racing here at Lime Rock, where we are going to determine who's going to be in the chase for the championship. And speaking of the chase for the championship, let's take a look and see how the top 10 look coming into this race. PJ Williams leads this point standings by 60 points over last week's winner, David Rivera. Third, a total of 96 points out, is Jesse Setti. Fourth, a total of 108 out, is Preston Plord. And then fifth, a total of 111 out, is Stephen Pollard III. Rest of the top 10, sixth is Chris Michaels. Seventh, Zachary Fitzwater. Eighth, Charles Jackson. Ninth, Dorian Facepuncher. 10th is Bob Jones. So that is how the top 10 looks. Then the rest of the top 20, Trent Dunham, Angel Navarro, Michael Norman, Dylan Thoreau, Matt McIntyre, Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford, Danny Wells, Dylan Poteet, and Chase Oliver. Now, as far as how many points are they out of the 10th spot with that top 10, well, Trent Dunham's only 1 point out of 10th. Angel Navarro, 4 points out. Michael Norman, who has 2 wins and could get a wild card spot, he is 4 points out. Dylan Thoreau is 8 points out. Matt McIntyre 11 points out. Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford both are 13 points out. Danny Wells 15 points out. Dylan Poteet 19 points out, and Chase Oliver is 25 points out. So it is very, very close to determine who's going to make it in via the top 10. It is very close. In fact, the closest left, pretty much from about 8th on back to 26th place, is separated by 47 points. So it is so close with all those. Anybody somehow, in some way, shape, or form, can make it into the top 10 still. But anyways, as you've seen the starting lineup, the top 10, Chris Washer's on the pole. Then it's Austin LaPlante, PJ Williams. Look at that. Hendrick 1, 2, 3. James McLeod, Zachary Fitzwater, Danny Wells, Jeffrey Rose, Michael Norman, Jessica Villanueva, and then Angel Navarro. Starting in the last row will be Dylan Thoreau and Preston Plord. Let's get ready to start your engines, drivers.
Drivers, start your engines.
And there you have it. With Chris Washer on the pole, he has a little bit of an advantage because he can keep his car up at the front and hopefully stay that way. And if Washer can come away with the win and hope that Charles Sanford has a bad day and Michael Norman gets back in the top 10 in the standings, Chris Washer could get the second wildcard spot. Sean Galligan, he's already got a locked up wildcard spot with 3 victories. Now, the big battle is going to be who's going to make it in the top 10 and who's going to get the second wild card spot. Those are going to be the things we're going to keep an eye out on, hopefully, throughout the race. Those are the 2 big stories. The points lead ain't going to matter. PJ Williams is going to keep that points lead. Pace car's in pit road, which means it's time to go racing here for 10 laps at Lime Rock. And here we go, as we had a little bit of a freeze up right there. Boogity, 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 let's go Lime Rock racing. Chris Washer immediately is going to mirror drive both lanes to keep his car up at the front. Chris Washer on the hunt to get his second win of the season. And also, if he wins this race, that is history making, because if he wins, that will be his 11th career Walmart Cup Series win. So he would officially surpass former champion and retired driver Austin Weiner for the most wins in the history of Walmart Cup Series. Both of them come in tied with 10 wins apiece. If Washer wins this race, he'll have the honors all to himself with 11. And if Washer keeps up the pace that he has going right now, he'll be able to do that. But look at this. 1, 2, 3 Hendrick cars. Washer in the lead. Williams second. LaPlante third. Where are the other two Hendrick cars? Let's see. For Jessica Shelton, she's mired way back in traffic. And then Kyle Matthews just a little bit up ahead around mid-pack. There's fourth place right now, Zachary Fitzwater. If he can come away with a good run, he'll be able to stay in the chase as far as the top 10. Washer starting to pull ahead of his teammate P.J. Williams. Sean Galligan, there he is. He's just trying to avoid trouble. Running in the very back of the field, all he's doing is just staying on the racetrack and not wreck his car. But meanwhile, Washer extends his lead to 0.7 of a second. Right here, we had a battle for third starting to brew. Austin LaPlante has the spot, but Zachary Fitzwater wants the spot. Meanwhile, mired in fifth is James McLeod, just hanging out back here. Just watching these guys race, and hopefully he can maybe pull something off. There's Michael Norman, who comes in 13th in the points. 4 points out of 10th. I think if he can stay where he is, he'll get back into the top 10 and carry over those 2 wins as bonus points over into the chase. Meanwhile, Chris Washer keeping a steady pace with that lead. As I'm trying to look around to keep an eye out for any wrecks that may occur, which Lime Rock, it's somewhat rare to have any kind of wreck. Unless the racing's like super hard, which really hasn't been at Lime Rock for a while. Let's see where the master of Lime Rock is running. David Rivera. Didn't have a good qualifying run. Currently is 11th place right now. Still pretty good for him. Let's see if that's official or not. No, he's in the top 10 and 10th. So either way, David Rivera, the master of Lime Rock, running in the top 10. So great run for the 6 car. Right now, the highest rookie in the field is that man right there, Jeffrey Rose, in 7th. And then right behind them, Jessica Villanueva, another rookie, in the 8th position right now. As when we get to the line, it will be halfway through this race here at Lime Rock. But yeah, like I said, the 2 big storylines going into this race is who's going to get the second wildcard spot and who's going to make it into the top 10. Because like I said, it is super close. From 8th on back to 26th, only separated by a full race of amount of points. So this is going to get interesting. Washer right now, he is 26 in the points, but luckily for him, he has that Daytona 500 win in his back pocket. If he wins this race, and his hopes of Charles Sanford having a bad run, and hopes Michael Norman gets back into the top 10, Washer would get the second wildcard spot and get in via wildcard along with Sean Galligan. And speaking of Charles Sanford, let's see where he's currently running. Oh, we have a car on pit road. Hold up. Who is that? Must have been an incident that must have happened, or something must have happened. Who is that? I'm trying to find him. I'm thinking that was, yeah, that's Chase Oliver. Something must have happened to the 68, although I don't see damage Maybe he thought he had a tire go down or something. He had to come in and change tires. I'm not entirely sure. Because I don't see any skid marks on the racetrack anywhere. But like usual with road course races, there are no cautions. PJ Williams, though, last lap, he gained a little bit on the 88. And he gained even more, 0.3 of a second with 3 laps to go. Williams is on a mission to try to extend more bonus points for himself. But will he be able to make a move past the 88 is the big question. Oh, he tried right there, but he kind of overdrove himself a little bit. Yeah, I don't think the 68 spun at all or anything because I don't see any skid marks on the racetrack anywhere. So I'm thinking he must have had a tire go down from maybe running over something on track that we weren't aware of. I'm not sure, but 68's in pit road. 2 laps to go this time by. Let's quickly see the margin. It was 0.3 last time. This time, more than 0.2. PJ Williams is trying to get by his teammate so he can get a 4th win. Is it his 4th? Yeah, it would be his 4th, and he would get more bonus points to extend on a points lead going into the chase. Real quick, as we step away from this battle, I'm going to try and look and see where Charles Sanford is. Currently 17th. Now, as I'm looking at the points here, Washer, as far as how many points he's behind Sanford, he is 20 points behind Charles Sanford. Now, if Washer managed... I think if Washer wins this race and Sanford stays where he is, we could have a tie. We could have 3 wildcard drivers in the chase. That would be amazing if that happens. All Washer's got to do is just keep himself on the racetrack and stay the leader and keep PJ Williams behind him. Let's see where Sanford is, because Sanford, I'm telling you, if we get... He's trying to get by for 16th. That might have shattered Washer's chance of making it in. Oh, man. Unless somebody gets by Sanford, which I don't know if they are, but my goodness, that is going to be a heartbreak. And they passed the checkered flag. Chris Washer gets his 2nd win of the season here at Lime Rock. Led every lap, dominated, and got the win. But let's see if officially where Sanford finished. 16th. So, I don't know. I'm thinking... I gotta do some math calculations on this. Going into this race, Washer was 20 points. 20 points behind Sanford. He would have had, if... He would have had to have... Washer would have had to have led every lap and win, and Sanford to finish 18th or worse to get in the wild card spot, and Sanford came in 16th. So unfortunately, despite Washer winning, he will not get in as a wild card driver. Charles Sanford by 1 point. 1 point is going to get in as the 2nd wildcard driver. What a dramatic turn of events. If Sanford would have gotten 17th, if that would have stayed like that, Sanford and Washer both would have gotten the wildcard spot, because we don't do tiebreakers for wildcard spots. We don't do that, whoever, or even for the top 10. If you have the same amount of points, you're in. Sanford and Washer could have both made it in if Sanford would have stayed 17th. But Sanford wanted to get in all by himself. So unfortunately, that is a heartbreak for the 88 of Washer. But still, he makes history and gets his 11th win of his career and breaks the record for most wins of all time in the series. Rest of the results, P.J. Williams second, great run for him. Austin LaPlante third. Hendrick 1, 2, 3. Domination right there. Zachary Fitzwater with a great fourth. James McLeod, solid fifth place run. Danny Wells, great run in sixth. He might get in the top 10 potentially. Jeffrey Rose, solid run in seventh. Highest of the rookies. Great run for Jessica Villanueva in eighth. Michael Norman ninth. He might have gotten into the top 10 again. And then David Rivera, great run in the 10th spot. Rest of the top 20 is Joshua Balkin, Angel Navarro, Jesse Setti, Cody Lamas, Joshua Collard, Charles Sanford, Johnny Gardner, Tanner Sullivan, Dougie Shears, and Kyle Matthews. Rest of the top 30, Dorian Facepuncher, who might have fallen out of the top 10. You'll just have to see on the points. Benjamin Miles, Anthony McCrory, Stephen Pollard III, Seth Cole, Kyle Corbett, Chris Michaels, James Silverfox, Dylan Thoreau, and Bob Jones. Or not Bob Jones, Charles Jackson. And then the rest of the top 40, Dylan Young, Jessica Sheldon, Trent Dunham, Dylan Poteet, Preston Plord, Ian Dutta, Bob Jones, Rue McIntyre, Pichu London, Sean Galligan, and then last car on the lead lap was Matt McIntyre, one lap down, Chase Oliver. Well, that does it for our coverage here for Lime Rock as we get set for the chase for the championship, our next 10 race playoff. But anyways, here are your results, chase points, and regular points heading into the first race of the chase, which will be... actually don't remember. I'll have to look at the schedule. But before that, we still have the opportunity for another chaser. Chase LCQ at Talladega will be coming soon for one final driver to get in. So Washer, despite not making it in as a wild card, he could still make it in via Chase LCQ. So it ain't over yet for anybody. But anyways, this is Levi McIntyre signing off.